Hey, Shalom, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honor to the elders, a great millstone who taught us this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakarian, Shah Yasha'Allah. That's peace to the elect of the nation of Israel. I'm out here just picking up some things with my family from the food store. And it seems like these Edomites and a lot of these heathen up here in this area where I shop at, they must have received some type of benefit. Because as you can see, this parking lot is loaded. You got two spots next to me. They just left. But it's loaded from the front to the back. And we come to this Audi's, often. We just found this particular one a few months back. So we kind of, you know the pattern when you're shopping, and it's never like this. So that means they probably release certain benefits to these Edomites, just like the Apostle Tahar. I think he mentioned that a few weeks. He said some Edomites gonna probably get these benefits before Jake. Because as my wife was getting out the car, this Edomite woman walked up to her and said, the line is packed from wall to wall, and it kind of discouraged her, but then they decided to go in anyway. So yeah, they starting this get out, start getting out from state to state. It's gonna be a big problem because Jake gonna have to wait if Jake get anything. But these Edomites, they gonna receive their little partial benefit, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about a dream that I just saw on Hopeful Elect 3. It says Jake shares dream of a financial collapse. Okay, let's see if you can see it. Jake shares dream of financial collapse, and it's fitting for this video because as I'm looking around, people are loading up their cars. And they moving fast, and they not knowing that all hell's about to break loose. The market's about to belly out. If anybody can remember, you old enough, that .com bubble, when it happened, the 2008 bubble, when it happened, they're going to have an AI collapse with Palantir. I think Palantir and this other international group is one of the highest stocks at this time. And one financial advisor, this guy is supposed to be like #1 with predicting the market. I forget what movie they made about him, but he put out a prediction that Palantir and this other big group, I forget the name of that damn that stock, but they the highest. Let me see something here. Let me see what chat got. Largest stock for AI. Let's see. This is supposed to the bubble is gonna blow. Okay, yeah, this is it. It says the largest stock, heavily focused on artificial intelligence. AI is Nevada. This is Nevada. Right. It says based on the market capitalization, its dominance in the AI chip market, as you can see, AI CHIP market has propelled it to become the world's most valuable technology company by market capitalization. Now they had this thing, okay, they got it here. So they got Nevada at 4.9 trillion. Now this guy that was supposed to be one of the world's, greatest, forecasters for this market, he said that Nevada is about to crash soon. And he did say that Palantir, is about to crash. Number 2 is Apple at 3.9 trillion. Microsoft. Now, mind you, all these are dealing with the CHIP. Microsoft is at 3.7 trillion. Google, Alphabet Google is at 3.4 trillion, and Amazon is at 2.6 trillion. So it was predicted that this bubble is about to burst. Now, you know, these companies, these corporations, they're going to take over the new world, because the new world is going to be ran by corporations, but they need to get rid of the old system. And this financial collapse will help them bring in this new digital system when everything can switch over to cryptocurrency. So everything is going to go into the cloud, you know, so all your financial transactions, dealing, you know, your future, your 401ks, whatever, your stocks, your bonds, everything is going to be held in their satellites, you know, protected by their authority. So they'll give you the say on how to move. Oh, this thing is going to be a mess. This man wants total control. And now what the Lord is doing, he's having the people see visions and dreams. I mean, let me get this scripture here. Let me get this scripture, because everybody's having dreams, man. I mean, whether you in the truth or out the truth, the Lord's Spirit is heavy upon planet Earth, because this planet is being visited right now. This is Joel 2, verse 28. And it's titled, The Outpouring of Yahweh's Spirit. That Yahweh's Spirit is heavy on planet Earth right now. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out, and this is during the latter rain. Okay, you got the former and the latter rain, which is symbolic to the knowledge. We're in the latter rain of the great awakening. The knowledge, the rain representing the spirit, the word that's flooding planet Earth, and it's watering the dry bones, which is the elect. The elect gets that water. They get that spirit that gushes. Okay, so the Lord has laid his spirit heavy on planet Earth so that the elect can gravitate to it and live. Okay, so it should come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. So with that spirit getting to the elect and reaching those men as well as those women and waking them up for salvation, the Lord's Spirit is still affecting the 2/3, the heathen, and these Edomites. Okay, they still have a breath, a form of breathing from Yahweh in them. Okay, so it says, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. You know, and how do a woman prophesy? She can have a vision, and she wakes up and she tells her husband, you know, who's a prophet, and he go out and he tell it to the people, you know, and that prophecy that she was sent in that dream, you know, now it goes out into the world. So that's how she prophesies. You know, your children do the same thing. Usually they come and they tell your daddy, I had a dream, and then you hear it, you break it down for them. You know, you may go tell the Akim, you may do a testimony on a video, but this is how it's getting out on video, you know. But on the other hand, these people are just having dreams. They don't know what's going on. They just going right to the internet, and they just start, you know, telling their dream, and they're puzzled, not knowing that the Lord is sending signs to the hopeful elect through their dreams. Get ready. The Lord is close. It says, when your sons and daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and these dreams is picking up. Everybody dreaming about the mark of the beast. They dreaming about the nuclear bombs. They dreaming about the UFOs, which are the chariots of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. They dreaming about Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. They dreaming about him in the form of a black man now. That's heavy. They dreaming about the son coming back, and he's a black man. So the energy, the spirit of Yahweh is picking up on planet Earth. And your young men shall see visions. You know, sometimes a dream is just a dream. But then sometimes the dreams of deep visions. And also upon your servants and upon your handmaids in those days I will pour out my spirit. So everybody is having a dream. But we're going to focus on this dream here, knowing that this economy is about to go belly up. You know, one day soon you're going to wake up and the banks are going to be shut. The ATMs ain't going to have no money. The gas station pumps are not going to be flowing. You're going to run to the supermarket, and the people that beat you to it, they're going to empty out these supermarkets. You're going to go to these food banks, and these food banks are going to be empty. The pressure is going to be on. That's why the Lord said, before we get to this video, let me get one more. You know, the faith, we going to live by our faith. This is all we got, and this is all we need if you know what you got. If you know what you have in this faith, then you got everything. And one thing you won't have is stress and worryation. It says, this is Hebrews 10:38. Now the just, that's the elect right there. Because the elect has been justified. You've been, in who he called, he's justified. Now the just shall live by faith. This is how we getting ready to live. No more worrying about, you know, how much I got left in my bank account, if it's insufficient or not. You know, no more worrying about paying rent on time. You know, bill collectors trying to sue you. You know, your job, you looking all crazy, breaking your neck to get to work. You know, these carnal things that have these people in prison. Well, no more for the elect, man. You know, we about to turn it, Yahweh Ratazah. But I'm a part of that number. The elect about to turn it up on planet Earth, man. And it's going to be something never seen before, because the elect going to make it. It ain't like they going to do something outrageous and the Lord ain't going to back them. Nah. They about to make it. The elect win this time. So we're in the time of salvation. They win. And the Lord about to show off with these men. You know, the Lord going to make these men famous. He going to make us a real spectacle of the elect, man. It says, now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, this is the unelected that's around the camps. You know, some of the unelected are doing videos. The false prophets. You know, when it's hit, they going to draw back. Why? Because they never had the faith. Now, do they believe the chip is here and the bombs? That's evident. You don't need faith now to see the chip is here. They're chipping people. You don't need faith now to see, we about to go to World War III. The submarines and the nuclear bombs are pointed to every major city in America. That's all they talking about. But you're missing the main ingredient that make this ministry work, which is that faith. So when this go down and the fear kick in, oh, all these stores are empty. The banks are not distributing money. You know, they're gonna lock the banks down. They're gonna surround the banks with military, National Guard. You're gonna try to hit the ATM. The ATM card's not working. Because you know that all they gotta do is hit one button and deactivate your debit cards, man. They got the power to shut off your debit cards. Same power they're gonna have to shut off that chip that's in you, man. And this is when people gonna go crazy. And the unelected that's playing with this book, that's playing with the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, you gonna freak out. You gonna turn back, meaning you gonna go to Big Daddy government for help. You gonna be out here on the streets looting and robbing. So the Lord ain't dealing with the unelected, man. He only gonna keep his grace with his men. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them that draw back, Yahweh Ratazah, call Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. The faithful gonna keep pushing. The faithful gonna keep pushing unto perdition, but of them which believe to the saving of the souls. And the Lord gonna turn that faith up. Now let's get into this video here. This was a pretty interesting dreams, quick but interesting.
The Lord gave me I had a prophetic dream about there's going to be some kind of financial collapse or financial problems that's going to happen in the United States. In the dream, I went to the ATM. I was trying to take out some money out of my account, and my bank card stopped working. because they didn't have any money at the bank. And there was a line of people. There was some other people that was trying to get some money out of the bank. They couldn't take any money out. And then we went to, I think there was a lot of people standing outside, and they was talking to a representative and explaining to them that, they cannot take money out of the bank. I couldn't take no money out. They couldn't take any money out. And it was just, there was no money in the bank. I don't know what happened. It looks like some kind of, financial collapse, where the bank was not giving out any money. You couldn't take out any money from the bank. The bank was not able to, I think there was no money in your account where you could take money out. So the bank was not able to, give the money in the ATM. When you go use the ATM, try to take some money out, the bank was not able to give you the money that you have in your account. So I think there's going to be some kind of financial collapse. It's coming to the United States.
Yeah, the Lord is, call Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai for that, for these dreams coming having, and the Lord's showing, the collapse is here, preparing for all hell breaking loose, man. So we right in the chapters of 2nd Ezra 15. It's like them chapters, boy, they never get old. 2nd Ezra 16, 2nd Ezra 9, 2nd Ezra 8. Yeah, we smack dab in the middle of these chapters here. It says, woe, this 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. What do you think is going to happen when millions of people wake up all at once and go to the bank and their cards are on zero? The banks decided to bail in, because you got a bail out and bail in system. They just took your money and zeroed out your account. Your money just gone. You got $10,000 in the bank, gone, zero. They not even let you what happened. Everybody trying to call at once. After they don't pick up the phone, you head your ass down to that bank. What do you think is going to happen? You think people are going to want to talk it out? No, people are already in panic mode. This thing is going to escalate. It's going to turn up. We about to see violence on a level you never thought you would see in Babylon the Great, man. Even people going to do things they never thought they had it in them to do. But once your back is against the wall, your children's back, your woman's back against the wall, you turn into an animal. And the elites know this, man. They're going to start that confusion. So it says, woe to the world and to them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth near. It's just a matter of time. This whole snap thing, the government shutting down, on top of everything that's happening. And don't forget about disease X. You're talking about some monkeys are running around with hepatitis B, and so what else they say is really into them monkeys. And the hospital's going to shut down. They're going to close the hospital doors, man. Because people going to be looking for free health care. They're not going to be paying for their medical services. And them hospitals going to be overran too. So it's going to be all out, every man for themselves, Egyptian against Egyptian real soon. So it says, for sword and their destruction draweth near. It's near. One people shall stand up to fight against another. And what people going to do, turn on each other? Those that ain't swept off, by ICE and all these secret security groups, the neighbors going to start turning on each other. Day 1, day 2, you not eating. And they ain't telling you about the people that's being kicked out on this Section 8 thing behind this government shutdown, man. They got that thing on hush-hush. So a lot of homelessness is about to pop up out of nowhere, man. Yeah, this thing is, look, you never saw Babylon, a.k.a. America, like this. See, these people had no clue that this was in the cards. But see, our Lord Yahweh Shai is on his way to take this kingdom down, and this is how it looks. The Lord is breaking this pace down from the inside, bit by bit, but it's moving, or it's crumbling fast. Fast. For the sword and their destruction draweth near, and one people shall stand up to fight against another. And swords in their hand, among they swords of them guns. And there shall be sedition among men, man, on a whole level, a whole nother level, man. Sedition, an uprising, an insurrection. You know, Trump ready to activate that insurrection law. They got everything set up because they know it's just a matter of time. They pushing the people. Sooner or later, the Lord going to allow the people to blow. But everything goes according to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's plan. They tell you in Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. And what's another one? Sirach 18, I think it's 18:2. The world is governed by the hand of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So the Lord controls the steps of men. What's that? Proverbs 20:24. You know, our steps are guided. You know, everybody's steps are guided. The wicked, the righteous. So when it's time for the people to pop, oh, the Lord gonna make sure these people blow something good. But the Lord is holding back the wind. So obviously they're sealing, and there are pieces that got to be still put in place. But this is an overnight thing, man. Because tensions are like, people are not even thinking, man. They just moving. So the Lord just got them just sitting, man, ready to blow. So it only take, this is an overnight thing, man. You can wake up tomorrow, today's Sunday, wake up tomorrow, and it's going crazy. Overnight, the Lord just turned up everybody's spirit, man. It said, for the sword and their destruction draweth near, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, going into your house, taking what you got. Don't be out here running your mouth, you know, telling people what you got. You got this, you got that. You know, Jake like to brag. You've been stocking food, you know. You've been prepping. You know, they gonna remember. They watching you. And be careful out here when you're shopping too. You better shop in the daytime. Better make sure it's some light and start shopping in packs. You know, and for the faithful, be wise out here. What's that? Ephesians 5:15. Walk circumspectly. You know, circle or circumvent, which is in the circle, and spec is to see, meaning watch your surroundings. Your eyes should be on your surroundings. I mean, we walk with faith, but we watching we ain't stupid. It tell you a wise man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. It don't say a wise man see the evil and you tempt the Lord and walk right in. Oh, the Lord got me. Oh yeah? The Lord say, don't tempt me. If I gave you an escape, if I'm telling you, watch your back, shop in the daytime, don't be out here, you need to be listening to these instructions. You know, that's the Lord having us to do his wisdom, his knowledge and his understanding. So we can see the evil ahead of time and we can get out the way, because you don't want to be out here when these people go crazy, man. Especially when so-called friends are turning on friends, man. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're not going to be listening to your New York City governor. No. They got this new governor over here in Jersey. There ain't nobody listening to her. Ain't nobody going to be listening to authority. When babies are crying, you know, women are screaming. You know, authority shows up, and that just vexes you even more. The police show up on the scene, you going through it, that vexes you even more. Shit, you out there rumbling with the police. The police gonna be like, look, man, we ain't signed up for this. You know, this is a job for the military, and that's what they want, so they can bring in martial law. They want to push people to the edge so that they have a reason to override civil law and bring in that martial law, man. Because these cops ain't gonna be able to handle all these people, and these people got all these guns. And your average person is just riding around with a damn gun, just toting a gun inside their glove compartment like it ain't nothing, man. And they ready to blow. I saw a video today. This young man said, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm just a waste of a human being. So you know what he's saying? At any moment, he just feel like you just as worthless as me. I'm taking me and you out. This is who we living around. And the scriptures said that the love of many shall wax cold, man. You can't trust these people. They can't trust each other. So all you got is the faith in the faithful. All we have is Yahawashi, and that's all we need. Because these people are about to start killing each other, man. So it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able for various reasons. Various reasons, man. We saw it with the lockdowns in 2021. You know, curfews. You know, you need an ID. You know, the only people they was letting out was emergency crews, you know, EMS, police, fire. Certain unions was allowed to walk around. All the stores were shut down. You might hear there's another store, you know, out of your 15 city mark. You might go over there, you get stopped. You know, militias, all kind of things. It's too dangerous to leave your city. So we coming to a point where you're going to have to lock it in. You got to lock it down, man. Where you at is where you going to be. Until the Yahawashi chooses something different. See, the hopeful elect, we understand when this is happening, we not looking for anything more. We understand, like, the buck stop here. The Lord said this was going to happen because this is how the kingdom of heaven come in. So we understand clearly why this pressure must be placed on Great Babylon right now. We're in the fall of you Edomites, man. The end of your age, the end of your world, the end of your rulership. And Yahawashi's coming right in. So our hope is strong. No, we're not waiting to get back to business, as they say, which is basically get back to slavery, get back to stress. Because ain't nothing but in Babylon but stress. So you're going to have these men trying to, you know, get to other city for various reasons. And they will be stopped, man. So it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and the men shall be afraid. You know, these men are already weak. You know, these boys are weak. They don't understand power and authority. How much weaker when this happened. All of them be calling for their mama. And their mama gonna be calling for them. Everybody gonna be looking at each other just screaming. Ah! Just screaming in each other's face. Not knowing what to do. Hey, you should have kept that man. At least you would have had somebody to jump out there for y'all. But you didn't. So now it's up to you, your son, and your daughter, and your mama. Because, you know, a BW always living with her mama. She always living with her mama. And you going to be in some great danger. You, your kids, your grandpa, your auntie. Oh, it's about to go down. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulations, man. That's the starvation. Hey, they ready to get down now. You got cops out here right now. I don't usually see cops, you know, when I go food shopping, but they was parked in the cut. This other spot I was at, they was parked in the cut. And I'm looking like, look, they got the police out here. Because they know these people out here, they take it. They take it. And these cars ain't stopped moving since I've been sitting here. And look at this lot. As soon as a car leave out, another one come in. So some type of benefit has been dropped on these people up here, and they move, getting in and getting out. So the desperation of you Babylonians is on, man, but it's going to just intensify. Just like this guy say, he don't know what's going on. He don't know why he was sent this dream. But you heard some of the last things he said here. Let me see. Let me just play this last portion.
The bank was not able to, you know, I think there was no money in your account where you could take money out. So the bank was not able to, you know, give the money in the ATM. When you go use the ATM trying to take some money out, the bank was not able to give you the money that you have in your account. So I think there's going to be some kind of financial collapse. It's coming to the United States.
Yeah, you damn right. And it ain't going to be nice. And Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi is behind the whole thing, man. So, hey, things are happening. The Lord got these dreams and these visions flying out. His spirit is upon all flesh at this time. And the children are dreaming, waking up screaming, because the Lord is about to put that pain in on Great Babylon, giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakarium, Shal Yasha'Allah, that's peace to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.